So are we supposed to start the podcast?
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Patriots, gay triots, they triots, black triots.
Fuck off!
That's right. Trump's America, baby.
Gotta do the cacaw, the fuck off. Gotta
fuck
take
off.
all the lips where you can get them.
This is Asshole Island, America's top DEI podcast, and we will be the final resistance if it kills us.
Yeah, we will continue to be the head beavers in charge to the end.
Pumps, what have you had it with?
Okay, what I've had it with is when you buy a sports bra that has padding in it, and then you wash it and the pad comes out and you have to replace the padding and you can never get it quite right. Why don't they just sew the pads in the bra? Why am I chasing through my washing machine these pads? I feel like it ruins everything. So I went yesterday to buy bras that the pads don't come out. They don't exist. You're constantly, it's like, how hard is it? Sew the pad in.
Let me ask you this. And I have experienced that exact same thing. I know exactly what we're talking about. But considering that you have large breasts.
And nipples.
Is that why you wear the pad?
Yeah, the sticky outy big chief nipples. In fact, I saw one of my high school friends the other night, and he was, because they used to call them the big chief nipples in high school, because those big pencils. And he was like, how are the big chiefs? I was like, they're still at it.
Why don't you just wear like a nipple cover and then just get rid of the pads altogether?
It's a great idea. Here's the problem with it. If I just wear the nipple cover, like the gravity, it sinks the boobs down.
You got more sag and dragons?
I've got more sag in my drag than a nipple cover can combat with.
These are big problems in Trump's America.
These are huge problems in Trump's America.
All right, let me tell you what I've had it with. I've had it when you're involved in a group text and you don't really want to be in the group text, but you have to be in it. And the one that I'm talking about is I have a senior in high school, and it's the parent-senior group text. And I've had it when people ask the group a question that should be asked to Google. And let me give you an example. About 4 or 5 days ago, a woman asked the group, and I'm talking, there's probably 90, 100 people in this. Does anybody have any tips on how to get the wrinkles out of the graduation gown?
No,
I'm dead serious. No. I look at that and I just think, what's the psychology behind this? She knows that there's Google. Are we wanting to have a conversation with this many people? Because that's my worst nightmare. And number two, are you trying to let everyone know that you don't have conflict resolution skills? Conflict, wrinkles in gown, resolution, hit the Google, get an iron, get a steamer.
Right.
And so I've had it with that. And this happens a lot. People asking group messages or individuals things that could be Googled. But the group text fuckery gets even worse. So last night they had the senior awards ceremony, right? And so one of the moms goes into the group meet and she's like, I just want everybody to know that there had been some rumors that the kids would be informed if they were receiving an award and some of the parents weren't going to come. Well, that's not true. That the awards are going to be a surprise. And so then there's this conversation going on back and forth about it. And just here's my overall thing about this. It's just not your business.
Right.
Like if you're a mom and you don't work at the school and you're not an employee of the school and we're dealing with 18 to 19-year-olds and then also all of the parents are grown-ass adults, everybody has agency to figure out on their own about this award ceremony. It's just the meddling and the micromanaging that goes on in these parent group meetings. It is such a cancer. It really is. It ruins what should be like joyful activities with your children as they cross this milestone. Looking around, seeing all these busybodies, and it just grates on my nerves. And secondly, I think that this generation has got to be the most celebrated generation ever. You know how our grandparents' generation was the greatest generation? Right. This generation will be the most celebrated generation.
Right. Well, all these, to start with, I had a senior last year. The awards. Why do we have so many awards? It's ridiculous. I don't think we need it. we've had participation trophies from Jump with all these activities. I mean, the award ceremonies, the things like the events that involve parents for a senior in high school, it blows my mind. Like when I graduated, my parents went to the graduation. That was it. Now we have 47 different, little events that we have to go to that the parents are involved in. I'm like, why are the parents this involved?
I had to go yesterday to a slideshow at 1:00 at the school that the students put together, a slideshow. And here's the problem with it. They send it out and they put an asterisk by the parts that the parents can be involved in. Well, if I don't show up, then I'm the fucking asshole.
That's right.
Mom that doesn't show up. But all of this is done by all of these parents who just have to be involved in everything. And a part of being a senior is you're starting to teach your kids autonomy. The slideshow should be for the seniors.
Right.
I'm not a senior. I don't go to school. It felt awkward leaving the office in the middle of the day, driving to the school, sitting down with other parents, watching the slideshow. And it's just, it's too much. This power mom culture is creating the biggest generation of titty babies. And you can start to see the results trickle out. Gen Z, anxiety out the wazoo. I wonder why. Because nobody ever taught them how to be autonomous, how to govern themselves. And it's then interacting with these parents and how dramatic they are about everything. It's just the drama surrounding raising kids right now, like it's this new novel thing. Right. It's just like, we're not the first people that have done this. What we are the first people that have made it this big of a fucking deal.
Right.
That's what we are. We are the people who have acted like and feigned that we discovered breeding.
Right.
And in fact, we didn't.
Well, it's like the greatest generation, the biggest generation of titty babies. And then I want to swing back to the point you made about this other mother saying, well, that's not true. Da, 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 da. Mind your own fucking business. If I don't want to go to the awards, if I don't want to go to the film, that is my right. You don't need to get on and tell me that what I should and shouldn't do. Like, why do you care? Why do you care?
That's what I was thinking. Like, why? If you need to know information, contact somebody at the school. But these moms asking how to iron a gown and then monitoring who's going to an award ceremony and whose kids are getting awards and whose kids aren't getting awards and who was notified about the awards. Get a life. Right? Get a life. Like, seriously, all of that hyperfixation harms you, the person who's being that codependent, super duper harms your child. And I'm never going to get that time back. I'm damaged from all of these interactions. I leave the group me damaged. I leave a little bit of me that believed in a little bit of humanity in that group message. And I cannot wait until graduation, and it happens in a week or two, where it will say, Jennifer Welch has left this group message, because it will be the second after the graduation.
Oh, yeah. I remember when I left all the group me's, and it was glorious. It felt liberating.
All right. Welcome to I've Had It. I'm Jennifer.
I'm Angie, HBIC, head beaver, in charge.
Mm-hmm. We have two mascots, the eagle and the beaver, although we're really leaning heavily into the beaver ever since we found out that it is the national animal of Canada. And unlike MAGA, we like Canada a lot. We like you guys a lot, and we don't like bullies either, especially thin-skinned, whining, whinging, titty baby bullies. Let me just throw this in before I kick it to Kylie.
Okay.
I've had it with the constant, nonstop whining and complaining from MAGA.
Yeah.
I have never in my life seen bigger whiners. The Little Mermaid is black. Wah, wah. Donald Trump, it's a witch hunt against him. Wah. People are mean about Teslas. Wah, wah. Trans people shouldn't have rights. Wah, wah. I mean, just shut the fuck up and quit whining, for fuck's sake. But I guess they like it. It's a community of whiners, which is why I am a proud resident and co-leader of Asshole Island. Because on this island, if we're going to bitch, it's going to be productive.
Well, absolutely. And here's another thing. Do you ever get tired of playing the role of victim, that everybody's out to get you, that it's a witch hunt, the judges are against you? Why is no one seeing, like, did no one's parent ever tell them, if you're mad at everybody and you think everybody is against you, it's probably you? I remember that so clearly coming home, like in middle school, and all the little girls were mad at me in my friend group. And I was like, so-and-so's mad at me, so-and-so's mad at me, so-and-so's mad at me. My mom goes, if everybody's mad at you in your friend group, that tells me it's you. Like, you're the problem.
Yeah.
None of these people have ever considered, like, look inward. Maybe I can do better. It's just gross. And the whining from all the alpha males, it's just more than I can take. More than I could take.
Yeah. And here's one more thing too. At the award ceremony, I noticed that when the teachers were giving the awards for certain subjects, they spoke a lot about critical thinking, intellectual curiosity, a desire to learn, a desire to get to the truth, all of these things, right? And by geography, listener, I can assume that a lot of the parents in the audience were probably Trumpers. And I'm sitting there thinking, as all of these teachers are coming out talking about critical thinking, intellectual curiosity, relentless pursuit of the truth and of facts, and being open-minded and open to different points of view, and welcoming, adverse reactions and adverse points of view as being these strong character strengths. And I'm sitting there as each teacher said something to that vein. And there were 36 awards given out. Josh and I did the time on it, 36 times 3 to 5. We were there for 2 hours. Okay. Nonetheless, every teacher had this same kind of message. And I'm looking around and I know for sure there's this one family and the grandparents are there and they are Trumper, dump, mega church, the whole nine. I know it because she's shown me pictures of like her wearing a Trump hat and all this crazy shit. Well, anyway, I'm sitting there thinking, okay, they watch Fox News all the time and they hear all this, people are getting indoctrinated at schools and higher education is the problem. That's what's corrupting all of our kids. And I guess when they hear all of this stuff from the teachers, they don't connect it to their kids. They just think these other kids shouldn't have that type of education, but their kids can. And so I think we're going to hit a really big conflict. We're hitting it now, but of the people that want to learn and the people that want to objectively learn and that really want to be truth seekers and don't fall prey to propaganda and indoctrination. So we're going to have the battle of the curious versus the dipshits. It's coming. I mean, I think we're having it right now. And so I just thought it was just interesting. And I was kind of glad that some of those people had to hear those things being said. And I wonder if any of them thought, well, this seems kind of woke.
Okay. I was just going to say, when you're thinking that, like, I applaud you that you're thinking, what is their take on this? They're hearing this. Are they applying it? It is like two separate worlds, whoosh, over their head type situation.
But you told me your family members who were triple Trumpers. You had a cousin that went to an Ivy League school and then she became a Democrat and they blamed the Ivy League school for it.
Right. But I'm saying in that moment, they are thinking, we are different. We are special. We know the truth because we follow the megachurch proclamations. So it's an inability to apply intellectual curiosity and critical thinking as, completely polar opposite of what they believe. They don't see that they're counterintuitive. They just don't.
So you're telling me when they hear the language spoken by these teachers of all of these things, mm-hmm. like critical thinking and objective truths and all of these things, from a teacher, they think that's a good thing. But when they hear Fox News say the same thing, they identify it as bad?
Well, no, I'm saying that they think they have all those things. They think they are critical thinkers. They think they are getting to the truth. What you're saying. Like they are, they know all the truth because they believe in the Bible. They're curious because they're stopping the deep state. Like they don't see that they're at the, polar opposite of what you're talking about. They think they've got it. They think they've got all the answers.
That's terrifying. Okay, Kylie, wait, do I say, welcome to I've Had It. Have we done that yet?
Yeah.
We did that. Okay, sorry, listener. Kylie, what's
Yes, I've got some reviews for you today.
Okay.
This first one is 3 stars, titled Sometimes Average, Sometimes Funny. And they write, Jennifer and Angie are eat, sleep, breathe, Trump obsessed. They think about him all day and night. The Republican Party lives rent-free in this podcast. I don't understand the obsession. Jennifer claims to be middle of the road.
What the fuck? I was going to say, that's really going to get her going.
What the fuck?
when it comes to politics, but she's so obsessed with Trump, there is nothing middle of the road about it. Typical white woman.
Okay.
This is almost as bad as being a centrist. Maybe worse.
Jennifer claims to be middle of the road. I have never
claimed that.
Find the tape. Play the tape. To the contrary, I was accused of being a centrist. I talked about it. I'm a spiraled. They can call me ugly. All of these terrible things does not faze me, bounces off like nobody's business. But being called a centrist lived rent-free in my brain for a long time. So much so that the Gatriots on our Hot Shit Tour were constantly trolling me, buying me centrist t-shirts. And I even saw, after I had the epic takedown with Rahm Emanuel, okay? I saw on social media the original person that called me a centrist commented on our Instagram and said, I retract my centrist comment. A retraction.
I love that for you.
And now we have new. Somebody's fucking with me, right?
No, I think they're serious.
Do you think this is somebody fucking with me?
I think they're fucking with you.
That's
There's
what
no
I
way.
do.
There's no way you listen to this podcast
I
and
think
get
the 3-star and calling me middle of the road is they wanted to trigger me and it worked. Hook, line, sinker.
Yeah,
I fell for it. Hook, line, sinker.
We're going to go to lunch later and I'm going to hear about this. Just thank you so much.
Probably next podcast. Middle of the road.
For anybody that thinks I'm middle of the road, I just want you to know right now, I'm not middle of the road.
I know that a lot of our listeners are every bit obsessed with their pets as we are. We even here at I've Had It podcast call our pets our biological children. And that's why my little darlings, my little babies are never going to go without what makes them happy. And that's why I love Chewy. Chewy helps keep my animals healthy. They offer pet prescriptions, pet insurance, telehealth vet visits, and I have filled out a subscription to have all of their food and toys delivered so that they never go without.
What I love about Chewy is that it has 24 hours customer service. So if I have a question at a weird time, I get to call and find out immediately.
And listener, Chewy's 100% satisfaction guarantee lets you return an item within a year, no questions asked. Chewy has everything you need to keep your pet happy and healthy. Right now, you can save $20 on your first order and get free shipping by going to chewy.com/hadit. That's chewy.com/hadit to save $20 on your first order with free shipping. Chewy.com/hadit. Minimum purchase required. New customers only. Terms and conditions apply. See site for complete details. This episode is brought to you by IQBAR, our exclusive snack sponsor. IQBAR is the better for you plant protein-based snacks made with brain-boosting nutrients to refuel, nourish, and satisfy hunger without the sugar crash. Listener, I'm just going to tell you guys, we get in here in the morning, we start cranking out episodes for the day, filming these ads. We are all chips in, and then I'm starving. I'm so grateful that we partnered with IQ Bars here at the studio because I'll have one and it just gives me the boost and the nutrients that I need to push through the day of filming.
What I love about the IQ Bar is it's totally free from gluten, dairy, soy, GMOs, and artificial sweeteners for a natural anytime snack. And the lemon blueberry is my favorite.
With over 20,000 5-star reviews and counting, more people than ever are starting their days on the right foot with IQ Bars, brain and body boosting bars, hydration mixes, and mushroom coffees. Listener, right now, IQ Bar is offering our special podcast listeners 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus get free shipping. To get your 20% off, text HADIT to 64,000. Text HADIT to 64,000. That's HADIT to 64,000. Message and data rates may apply. See terms for details. Some might say Homes.com is the best home shopping site. Could it be because it has a sleek, spam-free site or the most in-depth school info? Homes.com knows every parent wants the best for their kids, so they're the only ones with school and district details, and reviews from multiple sources, including niche. It may be Homes.com's super comprehensive and transparent agent directory, or maybe it's that Homes.com is the only site that always directly connects you with the listing agent who knows the home best. Perhaps it's because Homes.com has the most in-depth neighborhood content of any home shopping site that's extensively researched to highlight the personality of each neighborhood. Homes.com has 22 data visualization layers, 7 environmental layers, and allows you to search by commute and architectural factors. It's the home search you've been searching for. Go to Homes.com today for home shopping the way it should be. Homes.com, we've done your homework.
Okay, we've got another one. This one is 5 stars titled Make a Wish. And they write, I just wanted to give a review and say it was such a great thing for Blessica to give Joshy his Make-A-Wish day of being on the podcast after dealing with COPD, mesothelioma, and lead poisoning from his nut shaver. I was concerned that Meemaw fell down at the retirement home, and we haven't been told yet, but I will pray on this as I decorate my child's bed for getting into University of Titty Baby State College campus. This podcast gives me so much joy in a dark time, especially living in D.C. and fairly close to that man and his drag queen best friend. Special shout out to Katie Ann behind the mic, keeping everything going. Love you all. Prayers for Meemaw.
What a great review.
That's a really good review. And with all of Josh's chronic illnesses, that he was able to sub in for you while you were ill was excellent. Yeah.
It was a profile and courage on his part. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And Katie Ann is a new nickname for Kyle's. I like it.
I think Josh is having ear surgery, he told me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think he's gotten a surgery out of this thing. The chronic earwax problem, I think, has led to a surgery. I mean, he just browbeats these people so long. He said it to me, and I kind of was like in one ear, out the other.
Like, okay.
And then he brought it up again, like, my surgery is X date. I think it's like the end of May after all the kids' stuff. And, here's the thing that's so bad about living with a hypochondriac. My default setting with a man who's ill is I'm more Nurse Ratched than Nurse Nightingale. But after so many faked illnesses and paranoia about illnesses, it depletes it even worse. Right. And so he's going to get whatever it is done to his ears. I don't know if it's medically reduced. I haven't even asked a question. I've asked 0 follow-up questions regarding the surgery.
You're like, okay.
I was just like, okay. So I don't know. You might have to come over and take care of him. You're much better.
I might have to drive him and pick him up. Here's the thing about that, though. And I agree with you. Your default is Nurse Ratched.
Yeah.
But then you add the hypochondria. And then now you add the ear surgery. So if it's something legitimately happened, I really do believe, like if he had something real bad, I think you would be a good nurse.
I would be the best nurse on the planet. There's no question.
It's just all the faking.
I'm just questioning, is this, I don't have the details about the ear surgery. I just know that it started with earwax. And then he also thought that he had a brain disorder, and we've had CAT scans. And now we've settled on some sort of ear surgery. And so I'm just suspicious about the whole thing. Maybe we'll have him back on the pod post-surgery. We'll do a little post-surgical check-in.
He'll be able to hear better.
If he has a real problem, I would be a great nurse. Like Roman was sick a couple weeks ago, and I took great care of him and, checked his temperature, made sure he had all the medications and stuff that he needed. But I'm just a little fishy about this ear surgery.
Right, because he went to the ENT like 3 days in a row about earwax.
And I think he might have gone to 2 different ENTs. I think we're talking about a second opinion here. I think we did some doctor shopping. That's what I think. But I don't ask a lot of questions, and that's for my protection.
Right.
That's for my serenity. That's self-preservation for me. Because sometimes I've found when I ask more questions, you give them an inch, they take a mile.
Right.
And I don't want to talk about the minutia of his ear problems. And to new listeners, you might think, God, she's... that's cold. And the thing is, when you've sent your husband to rehab, how many times, listener? 5. 5 times. You've been to 5 family weeks. You just get to where you're just kind of like, here's the deal. You're you. I did the work that I had to do. And the thesis sentence is stay in my lane.
Right.
and you can stay in your lane. If you need me to pick you up from the ear surgery, I'll do that. and I'll drop you off and then I'll go back to work.
And that's what it is.
Yep. Okay, Kylie, what's next? Is it me?
It's your turn.
It's my turn. Okay. All right. This is welcome to I've Had It. I'm kidding. Oh my God. Welcome to I've Had It. I'm Angie, the HBIC. Okay. First news story today. Put this up. Chat GPT users are developing bizarre delusions, which Angie has been accusing me of this. So that's why I chose this story. A Rolling Stone report highlights growing concerns that some users are falling into a state of Chat GPT induced psychosis. Reddit users are sharing alarming stories about loved ones becoming obsessed with spiritual and conspiratorial delusions, believing they've been chosen by sentient AIs or cosmic forces. In several cases, these interactions led to deteriorating mental health, ruined relationships, and drastic life changes, all seemingly worsened by the AI's tendency to mirror user beliefs without challenging them. Experts warn that while the technology mimics conversations well, it lacks awareness or ethical judgment, potentially reinforcing psychotic thoughts.
Okay, I just want to say, I don't accuse you of having ChatGPT delusions. I accuse you of ChatGPT being your friend. Like, instead of going to lunch for a table for two, we're going to get a table for three and ChatGPT. But that sounds to me like kind of they're catfishing themselves with ChatGPT, kind of. Is that what you get out of it?
No, I get that. Like, what I take from this is probably the people who are doing this, I would think, have some sort of pre-existing condition for some sort of psychotic condition. And this is exacerbating that, is what I think that is.
Okay. Yeah, I can buy that.
I mean, I think that, I've read some stories that Mark Zuckerberg recently said that Americans need more friends. And he proposes his AI, whatever his is. Now all these billionaires have this AI stuff. And I think it's really a problem when we have a loneliness epidemic.
Yeah.
And then the thought leaders, the billionaires that made all this shit that are causing the loneliness epidemic, their solution is get deeper into our apps and become friends with our imaginary friends.
Right. Have an imaginary friend. Instead of like, okay, let's push everybody to go put their phone down and go interact with other people in a park, in a dog park, in a library, like whatever.
How diabolical is that? I mean, seriously, how
Surprises
diabolical
me
is it that you're a part of the reason that we have a loneliness epidemic and you propose a solution that for your loneliness to be deeper into that man's app? I mean, that is just such a level of evil that is unconscionable to me.
And I dare say Mark Zuckerberg, who is so unlikable, probably has very few friends, if I'm guessing.
Here's the thing. A lot of these guys are so unlikable.
So unlikable.
Musk, the most unlikable person on the planet. If he did not have billions of dollars, he would have zero friends. Zero. The only reason that people think he's cool is because of his bank account. Right. That is it. There's nothing cool about him. I've watched multiple interviews with him, and the more and more I watch him, the less likable he becomes. And the same with Zuckerberg. I mean, good God. And, he's getting the really unlikable as well. Jeff Bezos. I mean, these guys are just not likable. And there was a time in America where you could see a family that was wealthy, like the Kennedy family, for example. They believed deeply in philanthropy. They were blessed financially, hashtag blessed financially, blah, blah, blah. But they cared deeply about helping the marginalized. And now you have these people, and there are obviously wealthy people in America that believe that. They're just quiet. But now we have these like evil oligarchs just kissing Trump's ass. And it's literally like watching some superhero villain comic movie. The characters like Musk, what he looks like, and then Zuckerberg with the curly hair, and then bald Jeff Bezos with his wife with all it's really bizarre.
Yeah, it is. Especially when you think about, for me, when I think about like Jeff Bezos in particular, I think, look what he has done. He has shit on the LGBTQIA plus community after he received an award for abdicating for them. And then he is just taking. He's on the inauguration stage for Trump, while his ex-wife quietly gives away billions of dollars to help people. You never hear about helping people.
Well, and here's something important about Mackenzie Bezos. She worked while he was building Amazon, and she was the breadwinner for that family while he was building that brand. She paid the bills. She went in and did the work. They lived on her salary. And then she gets a divorce. And don't you know, she thanks her lucky stars every day that she's not married to that morally duplicitous bald fuck any longer. And she is doing, really good quiet work, helping uphold democracy, helping the marginalized, standing for human rights. The same with Belinda Gates.
Yes.
She's doing this. And then there's a Walmart heir, Christy Walton, I believe, who's taking out full pages in the New York Times. And this is why there's such a war on women right now, because women ethically as a group, I think, have better morals than men do. I just do.
They just do. They just are able to step away. I mean, not saying women aren't egomaniacs, but they're able to step away and think more collectively about the good of other people, where it seems like men are we're in it for number one.
And there's
That's
obviously
a stereotype.
There's obviously exceptions and caveats to all of this, and I'm just speaking in general terms, but it just seems like the people who have been the boldest and been the bravest in the face of fascist authoritarian Trump have been women.
Absolutely.
I point you to the governor of Maine. He tried to belittle her and berate her in the White House because she wanted to stand up for trans kids. And he, just does what he, makes an ass of himself, looks so weak when he's doing it. She said, fine, I'll see you in court. She went to court and she kicked his ass. And I just think you see the people that are standing up the most, I see it as being women. And the thing about women is if you're enlightened and you're a student of history and you understand the women who fought before you to have a credit card in your name, to have a right to divorce for whatever reason you see fit, to have an education, to have a job, if you understand those things, then you wouldn't take it for granted and then vote for the people who are now trying to take that away from you.
Right. I mean, that's what just drives me crazy about, like Judge Janine on Fox and Laura Ingraham. It's like you are benefiting from women who came before you so that you can work. Like they just don't see it paying. I mean, it just makes me crazy that these women have achieved such success and they're not abdicating for anything but the patriarchy.
We have to go over it again. It's not abdicating.
Oh, right.
It's advocating.
Wait, hold on. ADV.
Advocating.
Advocating.
Abdicating means almost opposite.
I
Giving
know.
up your
Obviously.
advocating.
Advocating.
Welcome to Phonics with Seniors and the Beaver.
Oh, which reminds me, whoever the asshole is that signed me up for AARP, I get a letter.
It's two Gatriots. Two Gatriots did that.
Yeah. Got a letter yesterday. I can get life insurance at a discount. And I opened it up and it said from AARP, and I was like, those fucking assholes.
Those queens.
Those queens.
I get, we get they're just probably belly laughing right now.
Yeah.
We have some Gatriot listeners that signed us both up for AARP memberships. And it comes to the office. We get 2 to 3 things a week. We get magazines. We get all of these offers and deals. It was really such a good prank. I mean, because it's lived on. It's not like they did it once and then it ends. It is a continue. This was a year ago, over a year ago, that these queens did this to us. And they're still reaping the benefits of the prank on us.
Yeah. The troll continues.
Yeah. All right. There's something that we have to discuss as a community because this is right in our wheelhouse. And I want to analyze step by step this entire saga. We notoriously covered the Delta shitter,
right?
The psychology behind the Delta shitter, the fallout from the Delta shitter, and new listener. That's, of course, the person that shit down the aisle on a Delta flight on their way to the bathroom. You can go back into our library. We've analyzed that from, top to bottom. Now we need to dive into this. Kylie, put up the headline. Video. A woman defecates on car during road rage incident in Delco, police say. A Ridley Park woman is accused of defecating on another driver's car during road rage incident that was captured on video. Kylie, play the video and I will narrate. Okay, here we got somebody in their car taking a video. Okay, and she's filming a woman that took her britches off, took her panties down, and I saw explosive diarrhea on the head of the car.
On her car.
Explosive diarrhea on the head of the car. Explosive diarrhea on the head of that car. Let me read you some more details about this. Police said a woman, later identified as 44-year-old Christina Solometo, defecated on another driver's car in a road rage incident that started when one driver cut off another. She was taken into custody on Thursday and is charged with indecent exposure, disorderly conduct, criminal mischief, harassment, and depositing waste on a highway. So, obviously, this wouldn't have happened in Kamala's America.
Fuck no, this would have never happened.
And I would say to our listener, if you weren't the viewer, that it was explosive diarrhea. And here's what I want to get into. Here's the parts I want to analyze about this. To be able to have explosive diarrhea on demand like that is a skill set that I didn't know existed. Because I tend to have, like, if I'm out and about in the world, I will move heaven and earth to make it to a safe potty and not a public potty. And I'm typically able to do that. You're able to.
Right, I can speak more to this.
You can take a shit in Office Depot, in a tire shop, anywhere. Let me ask you this. You notoriously took a shit in a cup in front of your teenage son on the side of the highway.
I told him to look away. You forget that.
But he was there.
He was present.
You're going to hear about it at Family
Until the day
Week.
I die.
Yeah.
Right.
You're going to have a therapist. This is going to be something that comes up in his childhood.
100%.
Let me ask you this. As somebody who has explosive diarrhea frequently, maybe you could be our expert in this. If you were so mad and you wanted to explode as she did, could you do it? Could you turn it on like that?
No, I don't think you could. Here's what I think happened.
Okay.
I think she probably was like squeezing her butt cheeks together, trying to get to a potty. And this happened. I mean, it had to be locked and loaded. Like, I've never, ever had that kind of aim and that kind of trajectory. I mean, I might be caught running and it slides out, but this was like, she was able to get out of the car, bare ass, throw that shit right on top of the car. I mean, like, that is a level of, dynamics I didn't even know existed, but I think she had to have been like holding it.
You think she was incubating?
Right. I think
Like she's thinking, okay, she's squeezing her ass. She's thinking, I'm going to blow.
I got to get to blow. Right. I'm going to blow.
Somebody cuts her off.
Right.
And it puts her in this position where she's like, okay, fuck you. I was trying to get home to take a shit. You slowed me down. I'm shitting on your car.
That's what I think.
It's a great theory.
Yeah, that's my theory.
Kylie, is there anything else? If you and Seth will look up on the internet, do we have any follow-ups?
I'll see if I can find some.
Of this woman? Because, I mean, I've got to say, first and foremost, I wish I would have been there.
Oh, my God. It was so shocking, I'm sure.
Because I saw the original part of this news story where she's walking towards the car and she's screaming like, fuck you, blah, blah. And you see her like start to pull her britches down en route to bare ass and do the explosive diarrhea on the hood of the car in Trump's America. And, I thought, wow. I mean, I just had so many follow-up questions. And then I saw this local news report, and it's like the chief of police, and he's doing a press conference, and he's like, we take this very seriously. And I know a lot of people think this is funny, but this is a representation of our community. And he's like dead serious, like talking about how they're going to prosecute her and they're pressing charges and all of this stuff. But road rage, I mean, it's one of those things that like people go bananas over it.
Right. I mean, it brings the crazy out in all of us. There's no question about that. But what I don't understand is like you're holding your ass cheeks together. You're trying to get to the potty. They cut you off, all that. I don't know where the disconnect is where you're like, I'm going to get out of my car. I'm going to pull my pants down. I'm going to bare my ass.
A targeted shit.
It
was a strike.
It was a targeted attack.
It was a strike.
And I mean, she shot that shit right off. And I mean, that to me is like, wow.
We haven't even discussed that then.
She didn't wipe.
Exactly. As messy as that was, she's pulling her britches back up, getting back in her car and fastening her seatbelt. There's several issues I'm thinking about.
Oh my gosh.
Diaper rash.
Yes.
The odor.
The odor.
What do you do with your clothes at that point? For me, I just think you trash them.
You throw all that away. Whenever I've had an accident like that, I immediately throw everything away.
I don't think there's enough machine washes that can get you through that.
No. I just think about the person that took the video. That's like she's thinking she's going to see a cat fight or something.
Let's talk about the person whose car that happens to. Let's go through that. So you cut somebody off, and sometimes you cut people off. Sometimes you get cut off. This is the contract of driving. Sometimes you're the asshole. Sometimes you get to be the asshole. Or you fall prey to. You're the victim of the asshole. But let's just go through the psychology of this person. They accidentally cut him off. Most of the time you don't mean to. It's an accident.
Right.
And then this person, goes bananas, stops the car, prevents you from moving. And they're walking towards you and you see them unbutton and unzip their britches. Pull them down, and then you've got a vag heading directly at you, and then a 180-degree turn, and you're seeing ass cheeks. Okay, so then you're sitting in your car from your bird's eye view, and the ass cheeks are there, and then all of a sudden this targeted strike starts happening on the hood of your car. What the fuck are you doing at that point? Are you so shocked?
You're so shocked.
Do you start the car and kind of, tap the gas a little bit to bump her off as you drive down the street afterwards? Do you have shit flying on the windshield wipers and then you're wiping them? I mean, there's so many unanswered questions about this story that the media has done such a terrible job getting us the answers for. But we here have got to get to the bottom. I'd like to interview both people.
Both people. Because
let's hear both sides.
Let's take the debate from both sides.
I want to talk to the shitter and the receiver.
Here's the deal. I think probably if I'm the driver that's getting shit on, I'm probably thinking, oh my God, they want to fight me. That's my initial thing.
What do you think when the pants start going down, you see a vag at first?
I think, are they going to try to rape me? That's what I think. I mean, that's what
I shouldn't be laughing at that, but
I mean, that's what you think. Like, why is she coming at me naked? Like, she's wanting to sit on my face. What's happening? And I'm hitting lock on my door. And then she turns around and puts her ass in my face. And she, projectile shits, not just like a turd comes out.
It was impressive.
It was like a spray, like a power wash spray.
Yeah.
I just think you're so shocked at that point. Like, there's no way I would get out of the car and confront her because I would think this bitch is crazy.
Let's talk about this. So you take off driving and some of it's gone down the grill.
Of course it has.
So then it's going in your ventilation system.
Oh, God. I didn't even think about the smell.
That's what I'm saying. There are so many unanswered questions and the cascading effects of this strike, this diarrhea strike. I guarantee you there's still shit somewhere microscopically on that car. And here's where I would be with that. I don't think I could have the car anymore.
You sold your car after somebody threw up in it.
I did.
So you, of course, are getting rid of the car.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you thinking if you're the person that's videoing? You're just seeing all this.
Oh, I'm thinking I am the smartest person on the planet, that I got that whole thing on video, and I would be texting it. I'd call you immediately because you're always you're the one friend that always reports to me like just I'll get a random text listener at 2:28 on a Saturday. I just took a shit at Office Depot.
Yeah.
Like, it's just something she shares with me. Or when our kids were younger, I'd be sitting in my house with a baby in my hands, giving them a bottle. And then this person comes barreling in my front door. Ignore me. I'm about to shit my pants. And she would just go straight into my house, not close the bathroom door. And then you just hear it. Nagasaki.
And then I'd just leave.
And then she would say, thank you so much for letting me use your bathroom, and leave. So I have fallen prey to some of this. I will give you credit that you always made it to the toilet.
Right. I mean, there have been times
in the car with your son.
in the car, but I guess I'm surprised about the control. Like, if you have to go this bad.
The first person I thought about when this happened, when I saw this, was you. Because you're the only person that I know that would have the ability to potentially do this type of targeted strike, diarrhea strike,
right,
on another person.
I couldn't do it.
You don't think you could?
No, this skill set.
Let me ask you this.
Is above mine.
Let me ask you this. Your dog, Oliver Glizzard, the love of your life, your soulmate.
Yeah.
Somebody spits on him, tells him he's ugly, and you can tell it hurts his feelings. He puts his little ears back and he's kind of like, oh. And you're like, don't talk to my dog like that. You're such an asshole. And they just like provoking it. And then they go to their car and you have to shit your pants. Like, you genuinely have to shit your pants. And then they're in their car like filming you. Like, your dog's ugly. Your dog is so ugly. Your dog is stupid. Could you at that point?
Honestly, and this is the truth, I do not have the creativity to think to do that. Like, it would never occur to me. Like, maybe now it would occur to me. I don't think I could execute it, but it would never, like, here's what I'm going to do in retaliation to you doing something mean to me. I'm going to rip down my pants and take a diarrhea projectile shit on the hood of your car. Like, I don't know how that got in her head. Like,
you're not that innovative of a shitter.
No, I'm not that innovative. I am running.
I don't know if you guys know this, but when I am not a podcaster, I am an interior designer, and I love partnering with Article on a lot of my projects. They have such chic pieces. Recently, I ordered the Julie swivel chair in this ivory wool boucle. It is so chic. It is so cool. The quality is amazing. The style is amazing. I cannot endorse Article enough.
I bought the Cola walnut desk because it was the perfect size for the space I needed, and I also got the Gervin office chair, and it is so comfy.
So you guys, I can tell you that Article is quality without the compromise. They take great care in curating their collection, focusing solely on high quality, meaningful pieces that will stand the test of time. There's no filler. Every item is chosen for its craftsmanship, design, and lasting value. Listener, Article is offering our listeners $50 off your first purchase of $100 or more. To claim, visit article.com/hadit, and the discount will be automatically applied at checkout. That's article.com/hadit for $50 off your first purchase of $100 or more. Listener, when Pumps and I started this podcast, it seemed like, God, we had no idea what we were doing, and we had to figure out all of this stuff on our own, like the episode layout, the setup, the filming schedule, how to promote it. It was so overwhelming, and every day seemed like we had a whole new problem, and it was a minefield of things that we could potentially mess up. But then we found Shopify. Shopify is a tool that helps millions of businesses stay organized and keep everything on schedule and running as it should be.
Shopify helps accelerate content creation. It also helps manage inventory, layouts, international shipping, domestic shipping, and processing returns and beyond.
And best yet, Shopify is your commerce expert with world-class expertise in everything from managing inventory to international shipping to processing returns and beyond. Listener, turn your big business idea into with Shopify on your side. Sign up for $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/hadit. Go to shopify.com/hadit. Again, that's shopify.com/hadit. Kylie, have you found out any more?
She did a phone interview follow up, and so I have just a couple quotes from her.
Okay, let's hear them.
She says, quote, "I wanted to punch her in the face, but I pooped on her car instead and went home." And then she also told them that it was a clean poop and she didn't even have to wipe.
Ew, that's a lie. That is a lie.
Did we have anything about the person that was The victim.
The victim of this crime.
We have the perpetrator. Do we have anything on record about the victim?
I can't find any quotes from the victim yet.
Okay, here's the deal. There's a bonus involved in either you or Seth or both. If you can get both of these people booked, the shitter would be the first segment of the podcast, and then the victim would be the second set of the podcast, and then we would do some post-interview analysis because we're serious about our jobs.
We're journalists.
We're covering the hard-hitting subjects that America wants to hear, and let's just face it. This is a nice respite from all the fuckery.
It really is. I feel
Trump
lighter.
fuckery. I do too. And I just have so many follow-up questions, and I just need for you and Seth to make this happen for us.
Okay, you know what I just thought of? Like when this woman goes to court, the shitter, and they're like charging her with all these crimes. You know, the judge will have to know what the circumstances are.
I have a great idea.
Okay.
I have a great idea. You and Josh contact the victim and represent the victim's rights in this pro bono and file a civil lawsuit against the shitter for the damage done to the car.
The intentional infliction of emotional distress on her.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
America's top legal mind right there just made the case. I'm telling you, this could be the bump that this podcast needs.
This could take us over the top because I dare say a jury of 12 would find that that was emotionally distressing to the person sitting in her car watching all that happen.
I want to talk to the victim about just start at the very beginning, leave out no detail.
What happened?
What, like when you see her get out of the car and she's yelling at you and you see her unbutton her pants and start to pull them down. Did you see her vag? Was it manicured?
Was it groomed? Probably not.
groomed?
I'm guessing.
Is it
no.
1980s porn bush?
Right.
What color was it? That's the kind of detail I need. Did you see any panties when she pulled them down or not? And then as she spun around, was the ass saggy? Was it taut? Was there cellulite? Did you notice any of that? And then as she bent over, were you curious about what she was doing? When you saw the brown liquid coming out, did you have a moment where you thought, this can't be happening? This can't be shit on my car. Is she really shitting on my car? Or were you like, holy shit, she's shitting on my car? Walk me through all of it. Then walk me through your post being shit on analysis and how you pieced it together and realized that you did fall prey to a targeted shit strike. This is what our listener needs in Trump's America. Kylie, do we have anything else?
We don't have anything else.
You know what your
How do you
assignment
top
is.
that?
Kiki, the magic lesbian, you know what your assignment is.
I have to get a jail phone call interview.
Is she in jail?
She's not in jail.
She's not in jail. She's out on bond.
Is she okay?
She probably has an OR bond.
I'll see what I can do.
So those are the biggest. Let me just tell you this. If my name is Kylie Josie, I'm going to have a punch list in front of me. And it's going to be number 1 and number 2 must do before I leave office today or I will die. Get shitter, get victim.
Right. Get the court records. Go on the court. You can call the
For
court, their public
extra
records.
credit.
Okay,
get the camera operator.
This just occurred to me. The shitter, when she's being asked questions about it after the fact, there's no remorse.
Read us that quote.
Zero
Read us those
remorse.
quotes again.
She said, I wanted to punch her in the face. Instead, I pooped on her car and drove home. And then she said, it was a clean poop. I didn't even have to wipe. She also says that she has a sickness.
Obviously.
Yeah.
What? Irritable bowel syndrome?
I don't know if she
What's
means
the sickness?
mental or if she means physical.
Obviously.
Both?
I mean, everybody knew that she had some type of sickness when that thing came out.
I read that the victim allegedly yelled at her, calling her a fat bitch right before it happened. So
Oh, the plot thickens.
it's not so innocent.
My. Fat shaming. The shitter. The plot thickens. Interesting.
That's one thing we can thank MAGA for is there's no remorse in this gal. She's doubling down. She's like, fuck it. I didn't beat her up.
You fat bitch. Fuck her. I'm going to shit on her car. That is America in a nutshell, isn't it?
It is.
That's where we are.
That's who we are.
It's Trump's America, baby. Let's go. All right. Thank you for tuning in for America's Top DEI podcast. If you get to our next episode and we no longer have producers.
Right.
It will be because of the aforementioned request not being executed by lesbians who we have established on this podcast multiple times are the most talented,
competent,
most ambitious, that lesbians should run the world, lesbians run this podcast, blah, 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 blah,
right.
blah. So
it's a real test, Kylie.
I'm on
Kiki, the magic lesbian.
It's a lot at stake.
Yeah.
I just think that this is what Asshole Island needs. I
Right.
think this type of hard-hitting journalism, getting both sides, and then analysis on the tail end of that. Because here's the thing, we will ask the questions that others won't. Well, we learned this from the Delta shitter.
Right.
We read the stories and we watched the interviews and, people asking passengers questions, and we still don't know the identity. And I understand that person that wasn't a targeted strike. This was accidental BB hits, you know? So, but I know that you and I, with the help of the Gaytriots, because we could do a prep episode.
Gaytriots can find
questions.
anything. Yeah.
All right.
We will see you next Tuesday and Thursday.
Thursday.
Shut up. You always do that. And now I'm paranoid about it.
I'll tell you what I've had it with. Let's hear it. I've had it with that. Listen up, Patriots, Gaytriots, and Natriots. We have a new podcast that has dropped. It's called iHip News. It's Monday through Friday, every day, 15 to 20-minute hot takes on the political landscape of the United States of America, always served with a side of petty grievances.
We are on all the available platforms, Apple, Spotify, Google, whatever you get your podcasts, and YouTube.
Please go rate, subscribe, and review so that we will chart upwards with America's greatest legal mind. Pumps, what does an eagle say?
Caw-caw!
A little bit more enthusiasm.
Caw-caw!
That's it. That's
Caw-caw!
That's the patriotism that this country needs right there.